Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top's enigmatic frontman and one of rock and roll's most revered guitarists, is as much a storyteller as he is a musician.
This is Billy F Gibbons, and
when the subject turns to his influences, you're not simply treated to a roll call of legends. You're invited on a journey through dimly lit blues clubs, mid-century recording studios, and even classical concert halls. Gibbons' guitar playing is a synthesis of everything he's learned from his heroes, though he would humbly dismiss such a lofty characterization. For him, it's about paying homage to the giants on whose shoulders he stands, and his musings about their impact are as rich and textured as his music. When you talk about the blues, he begins in his famously gravelly drawl, there's a secret language to it. You need to say it without saying it.
well, now we've got this new thing called the Big Bad Blues.
If anyone understands this idea, it's Gibbons. His own playing, equal parts swagger and soul, embodies this philosophy. There's no need for extravagance when a single note, bent to perfection, can convey a lifetime of longing or joy. It's a lesson he absorbed early on from some of the greatest players in history. One such luminary is the immortal B.B. King, a cornerstone of Gibbons' musical education.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Gibbons often recalls an anecdote told to him by his friend and fellow guitarist Jimmy Vaughan. Vaughan, another master of blues restraint, was fortunate enough to witness King take the stage one night, guitar in hand. Vaughan watched in awe as King delivered a solo composed of only 2 notes. That's all that was required, Gibbons says, clearly delighted by the memory. Sometimes those spare, skinny moments make the most sense. This approach, stripping music down to its emotional core, is a hallmark of both King and Gibbons. There's no showmanship for its own sake, just pure, unfiltered expression. Gibbons doesn't just revere King's playing, he admires the man behind it. For Gibbons, King embodied a generosity of spirit that transcended his music. BB had this way of making everyone feel like they were his best friend, he once noted. It's this ability to connect with people, on and off the stage, that Gibbons has tried to emulate throughout his career. Vaughan himself earns a prominent place in Gibbons' list of guitar heroes. The Austin-based bluesman shares more than a geographical connection with Gibbons. Their playing is cut from the same cloth of precision and soul. There's a mutual respect between the two that shines in every mention. Gibbons often speaks of Vaughan's effortless style, his ability to make even the most complex runs sound as natural as breathing. It's no wonder their friendship has endured over decades. From the earthy grit of Vaughan and King, Gibbons seamlessly pivots to the pyrotechnic brilliance of rock icons like Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck. For Gibbons, these players represent a bridge between the traditional blues of his formative years and the electrified ferocity of the modern era. Jimmy Page is one of the greatest, Gibbons proclaims without hesitation. There's a particular glint in his eye when he speaks about Page's tenure with the Yardbirds. Gibbons frequently references their appearance in the 1966 film Blow Up, where Page and Beck perform together in a scene that crackles with energy. They're playing Train Kept A-Rolling, and it's just ferocious, he recalls, his enthusiasm as fresh as if he'd seen it yesterday. Both of those guys had tone for days. Beck, in particular, holds a special place in Gibbons' heart. The British virtuoso's exploratory approach to guitar playing has long been a source of inspiration. Gibbons recounts a story about Beck's admiration for Hubert Sumlin, Howlin' Wolf's right-hand man. Beck saw Hubert playing without a pick and felt he had to chase that one, Gibbons reveals. For Gibbons, Sumlin represents a certain purity of sound, an ability to conjure entire worlds with just his fingers and a fretboard. Hubert was a very interesting player, he says, his tone a mix of reverence and nostalgia. The lucky charm of all these people is the legacy their recordings have left. It's this legacy that Gibbons returns to again and again. For him, the records of Sumlin, King and others are more than just artifacts. They're living, breathing documents of a golden age of music. These guys had the good fortune to make records, he muses. It allows us to close our eyes today, thinking about what the music means, and almost place ourselves in the studio, watching it all go down. The blues might be Gibbons' foundation, but his musical admiration stretches far beyond its borders. He speaks with equal fervor about guitarists from other genres, proving that his tastes are as eclectic as his playing. Eric Johnson, the Austin-based guitarist known for his crystalline tone, is one such figure. Eric's playing is so clean, it's like you can hear the air between the notes, Gibbons says. It's not just Johnson's technical mastery that impresses him, it's the emotion behind it. For Gibbons, every note has to mean something, and Johnson delivers this in spades. Classical music too finds a place in Gibbons' world. Andres Segovia, the Spanish guitarist who revolutionized classical guitar, is a surprising yet fitting addition to his list of favorites. Segovia's ability to coax rich, resonant tones from his instrument resonates deeply with Gibbons, who sees parallels between the classical master's approach and the simplicity of the blues. Django Reinhardt, the pioneering gypsy jazz guitarist, also earns a heartfelt mention. Django had a way of making you feel like he was playing just for you, Gibbons notes. It's a quality Gibbons strives to bring to his own performances. Gibbons doesn't just look to the past for inspiration. He's equally enthusiastic about contemporary players, a testament to his open-mindedness and enduring curiosity. Paul the Kid Size, Dave Lee Bartle, and Mike Flanagan, names that might not ring as loudly as Hendrix or Beck, are singled out for their contributions to modern music. Gibbons' admiration for these players underscores his belief that great guitar playing is alive and well, continuing to evolve in exciting ways. Of course, no discussion of Gibbons' influences would be complete without Jimi Hendrix. The mutual admiration between the two guitarists is legendary, with Hendrix famously praising Gibbons as one of the best he'd ever heard. Gibbons has often recounted their brief yet impactful friendship, and it's clear that Hendrix's influence on him runs deep. Jimi had a way of making his guitar speak, Gibbons says. It wasn't just music, it was a conversation. Billy Gibbons is rarely one to declare absolutes, but there's one name that stands above the rest in his hierarchy of guitar greats: Keith Richards. Keith has it all, Gibbons says with a smile that suggests years of admiration. He's got the groove, the tone, and the swagger. Everything he plays sounds like it came straight out of the earth. Richards' ability to weave intricate rhythms with apparent effortlessness is something Gibbons has studied closely. It's like he's having a conversation with the band, and the guitar is just part of it, Gibbons explains. For him, Richards epitomizes the perfect marriage of technical skill and raw instinct, the kind of player who can make 2 or 3 chords feel like an entire symphony. He's the heartbeat of rock and roll, Gibbons adds. If you listen to a Stones track, there's always that little bit of imperfection that makes it perfect. That's Keith. It's clear that Richards is more than just an influence to Gibbons. He's an enduring source of inspiration and a reminder of the transformative power of simplicity. Throughout his reflections, Gibbons weaves a narrative that's as much about connection as it is about music. Whether he's reminiscing about jamming with Vaughan, marveling at Beck's tone, or studying the recordings of Segovia, one thing is clear. For Gibbons, guitar playing is a communal art form. It's about learning, sharing, and celebrating the unique voices that make up the tapestry of music. What makes Gibbons' perspective so compelling is his humility. Despite his own legendary status, he speaks about his heroes with the reverence of a lifelong fan. Each player, from B.B. King to Paul Size, occupies an equally vital space in his musical universe. This egalitarian approach is part of what makes Gibbons such a beloved figure in the guitar world. As Gibbons himself puts it, "You take a song from my new record like Moe's slower blues. It just has one chord that it never leaves. It just stays on the tonic. It doesn't need to do anything else." In that one sentence lies the essence of Billy Gibbons, an artist who understands that sometimes the simplest things are the most profound, and as long as he's got a guitar in his hands, you can be sure he'll keep proving it.